Hi, good evening, this is Ashwin. Today I'm going to talk about an issue which has been bothering our country over the last 3 to 4 months. If you're thinking it's about the pandemic, the answer is no, because our government is busy fighting it. This is something else which has the potential to cause impacts which could be as grave as the COVID pandemic. These are nothing but the locusts. So to begin with, let's try and understand what these locusts are, where they are from, and since when they have been present in the world. So locusts have been present in the world ever since the Pharaoh's era. Pharaoh is the king of Egypt who ruled Egypt several thousand years ago. So since then, locusts have been in existence and they have been causing troubles to the life of humankind. Currently, these locusts are called desert locusts, and they are living they are inhabitants of northern and eastern African region. In early 2020, Food and Agriculture Organization raised an alarm to the globe, stating that these locusts, which have been idle all these days, have now started creating swarms and they are now capable of traveling across continents. What these locusts actually do, these locusts create swarms and they travel across the fields, be it paddy, wheat, maize, whatever it is, and they eat those crops. It's as simple as that. And in the African region, these locusts have already disturbed the livelihoods of almost 2 crore people. And they didn't stop there. They moved forward and they crossed the ocean and they reached Yemen, which is at the southern tip of the Middle East region. And there they have disturbed the livelihoods of almost 1.5 crore people. So this is quite alarming, right? And Food and Agricultural Organization have stated that these locusts can travel across the globe and disturb people's livelihoods across continents. In February, after reaching Yemen, these locusts did not stop there. They crossed the Arabian Gulf and they reached Pakistan. In Feb 2020, Pakistan raised a national emergency, and the reason for the national emergency was just to fight these locusts from destroying their fields. These locusts did not stop in Pakistan. They traveled and they reached India. They reached Gujarat and Jaipur, and they have now reached Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra as well. Till date, they have actually kind of hampered or destroyed almost 50,000 hectares of fields across India. So let's understand what these locusts are. Locusts are insects which belong to a family called Acridae. This family also houses another known member called the grasshoppers. So these two members which belong to Acridae, what exactly differentiates them? Grasshoppers are more solitary in nature, whereas locusts exhibit twin traits. They can both be solitary and they can be gregarious. When I say gregarious, they can socialize and form swarms, whereas grasshoppers do not form swarms. They are always solitary in nature. This swarming nature of locusts comes as a form of their biological thing. When a locust is born, it's actually solitary in nature. But after 3 months, 3 to 5 months, when it becomes a flying adult, this kind of a gregarious nature kicks in. How? When the environment is dry, there is some hormone called serotonin which gets secreted inside the locust, and that kind of triggers a socializing nature within them. So when that aspect is triggered, they form swarms, and it depends on the magnitude of the hormone which gets secreted, that whether they form 100 species group or 1,000 species group or a crore species group. Currently, they have been forming a crore species groups, which is really, really dangerous to the human livelihood. In the last 4 months, almost like 8 to 10 groups have been formed in crores, and these groups have been traveling across countries and eating the crops whenever they come across. So how dangerous is it to our country? With our country already fighting the pandemic disease with lockdowns and restrictions, this is going to aggravate it even further, because already there is going to be a scarcity of food because of agricultural farmers not going to work. Now these locusts are going to once again induce the famine like environment in the country, and our country in the second half of 2020 is facing a serious famine because of this. And if it goes uncontrolled, then really it's going to take a country for a toss. But now the government is taking serious measures to control it before these locusts reaching out to other regions of the country. And let's hope and pray that their behavior is stopped there, wherever they are now, and they're not traversing any further within our country. Till the time I meet you with more details about these locusts, it's signing off, Ashwin.